Some of y'all in there now trying to pack your suitcase for homecoming, feeling all self-conscious and shit because you don't look the way you should have looked or whatever. I've been trying to tell y'all ass to buy the T, the NutriBurst, and the NRG for the last 10 years, but you didn't want to hear me, Nessa girl. Christmas is coming up. Drop down in the description box and click the link. Hopefully, girl, you'll be looking good by the next homecoming. Bye. Nessa girl, y'all was just not gonna let me live down the request of the Real Housewives of Potomac and Love and Marriage Huntsville. Some of y'all hoes just don't get it. I ain't watching this shit no more. But I figured I'd watch the reunion and I'll give y'all an explanation as to why. Wanna talk about it? Here you go. Nessa girl, first and foremost, let me apologize to y'all. I'm a little under the weather, but let me apologize to y'all for my absence from the Real Housewives of Potomac and Love and Marriage Huntsville. Instead of me making excuses, let me just be honest with you. Candiace ruined the whole Real Housewives of Potomac for me. And I know that's a lot of responsibility to put on one person, but it's just gotten too, for me, toxic. I don't know what's going on with me right now and what level I'm evolving to, but in my personal life, I've just gotten to a point where I'm really not enjoying watching this type of television anymore. And that simply is the short of it. I got up, in terms of watching the season, I got to the point where they got to the house, the Williamsburg house, and they got the fussing. And then when I saw, shut up, Georgie! When I saw what was to be coming up in the future, ooh, I think them ghosts is in my house again. Oh, that's the air conditioner cookie, you know. When I saw what was coming up in the future with her mouth, I happened to miss one episode, and then I just really wasn't interested in going back and watching much of the same. I don't know if y'all are feeling the same way, but I'm no longer entertained by the shit. And that's what was going on. I couldn't stomach to watch it, but I figured I could watch the reunion. And so, like we always do when we start with the reunions, honey, we have to talk about the fashions, honey. The fashions. They always sit Gizelle, Dillard's dress wearing ass up to the damn front. And she need to be to the bike of the line. Mia looked well. For whatever reason, I really like Wendy's dress. Candiace always gets it right. Ashley always looks good. Robin, you know, Robin is a pretty girl. It's not hard for Robin to look good. Her dress is kind of simple. It's yeah. Karen normally comes harder at the reunions with her dresses, but she cute or whatever. But Gizelle with that drape and that shower ring right here on her shoulder, child, no. And then had the nerve to get on the TV and say she got a stylist and that she's using the same. Hold on, hold on. I'm recording the video. Let me call you like right back.
Okay, no worries.
All right. That was Al, y'all. Anywho, her fashions gonna say she got a stylist. You don't embarrass the damn stylist, but whoever the hell they is, don't tag them in shit, because ain't nobody gonna want them to style them. And that's quiet as a scat. If I was that stylist, I would drop you as a client. But this goes back to my earlier video, because I'm sure whoever her stylist is some thirsty ass gay boy who's so happy to be in her company that he'll even take this bad rep that he's catching for styling her like she played on Little House on the Prairie. First impressions of Mia. You know, Mia, the whole cast was absolutely right in terms of just not being able to figure you out. Like, you do come off like a liar. You come off like a flip-flopper. You come off like you over-embellished. You don't remember the shit you be telling the people over here. Then you say something new. Listen, and this is a big lesson I've been reiterating in my videos as of recently. You have to use what people already know when talking to people. And you have to go with what people already know. And what we know about women that work in gentlemen's clubs is that they are strippers. You're a stripper. I mean, it's 2021. At this point, who ain't damn stripped? Okay? And those who ain't did it, damn near doing it on Instagram, selling puss in the DM. It's not that big of a deal. And, I mean, hell, it ain't like you was a stripper and you ended up with a drug dealer and he in prison and now you on house arrest. Like, own that shit and tell them hoes, don't judge you from your past because you don't live there no more. But you went from they serve steak and lobster to you don't take your clothes off to you have a ball gown on. You take your ball gown on and have on your boy shorts. First of all, it's annoying as fuck talking to you. So we supposed to expect that somebody sat down and paid your ass $10,000 to have that bimbo ass conversation with you? Girl, born at night, not last night, okay? And listen, I know the girls in the raggedy strip clubs in the hood, they fucking for $2,500. The child and the COVID prices now you getting it for $400. Girl, you was in there stripping and fucking high-end clients like your husband. But girl, you got her. So you won. Big deal. Just own the shit and stop lying. Gizelle house not matching. You know how some people just don't have rhythm when it comes to dancing? It's just something that they can't get. I think it's just something with Gizelle eyes and art and color theory that just she don't have, or maybe when she was young, she was too busy marching with Martin Luther King them that she didn't get to watch Sesame Street and catch one of these things is not like the other. Because Gizelle, everything in your life is a mismatch. Your relationships, your clothing, your home decor, the exterior of your house. You literally went and got a Ted and shed. You went and got a 2-story tool shed and had somebody bring it in on a tractor and then super glue it to the end of your house. And because on the inside it's fabulous, you like, girl, I'm doing it. But literally, if ever you got ready to sell your house, the only person who would be interested in buying it is the archaeologist that found oil in the backyard. Like, because they would have to tear that monstrosity down. Like, if I was your kids, I mean, is you giving Civil War reenactment tease? Like, I'm just confused. And, you know, I'm mad with your contractor and your designer. Them people saw a fool coming, they took your damn money. Either that, or you went the cheap way out. And, you know, granted, people can do whatever they want to do with their money, and y'all ladies make good money on this doggone show. But I don't understand, with your daughters and stuff leaving for school, Grace leaving for college, why you even need all these wings. I mean, in a couple years, you will be an empty nester, but that's just me and my estate planning. Who am I? Me and my little 2-bedroom apartment. They get on Gizelle about not being transparent about her relationships. And of course, her lesbian coochie eater friend, Robin, had to chime in and then cut off Wendy for chiming in. But Robin, all you ever do is chime in when somebody's talking to Gizelle. Y'all, and I've said this before, y'all, somebody gonna have to explain to me why why Robin is more emotionally triggered by the thought of Gizelle being in distress than she is with the thought of Juan being unhappy with her ass. If Gizelle comes up under the smallest amount of fire, Robin, something from the pits, the ancestors, shoot up through her bones. And she has to come to Gizelle's defense. If Juan gave two shits about Robin's ass, he would be concerned about that. Like, I would almost make them two stop being friends, because it bothers me so much that you got more love for her than you do for me. But Juan don't have care. So I guess that's why it's fine. Them talking about Jamal's taxes. I mean, I'm ready. Y'all know I don't care for Gizelle, just much like half of America don't. But I'm ready for y'all to stop using Jamal as the only dagger y'all can throw at Gizelle. And I'm actually over this whole Gizelle's lack of a relationship being the only dagger that y'all have to throw at her. And unfortunately, Gizelle, you make it so easy for them to do that because you don't ever let nobody know what it is you're in need of or what it is you want or where you're vulnerable. That's where they will attack. And it's obvious that you want to be in a relationship, and these girls, they're like sharks. They smell blood and they go after it. This next season, Gizelle, just be free, single, have fun, get you some new girlfriends, live the single life for a little bit so we can get some of this she ain't got no man stench off of you. Now, they get on Chris managing Candiace. You know, again, going back to my earlier conversation, we have to use what people know. And what we know in the past is that a lot of times women get famous, men who have no experience whatsoever, in order to keep them around or spend more time, or hell, you know, you're only making this much money at your job and I'm making all this. It don't even make sense because your little petty contribution ain't swinging the needle left or right in this house. So come work a part for me and come be a part of my thing. Yeah. It looks off to the normal person. It looks off to an old school woman like Dot. You know what I'm saying? A man is supposed to provide. He's supposed to be standing on his own. He's supposed to, and not saying that Chris isn't and that he can't. But here's the situation y'all are in. If you lose your job, y'all lose y'all job. There's no security there for the family. If you lose your job, y'all lose y'all total income. And I think that's the thing your mama is looking out for. Now, granted, Dot is wrong about the way she says things and does things. Your mama is just an ornery bitch. Because one thing that Candiace did say that touched me is that her in-laws watch this. You're absolutely right. There's no coming back from that. There's no joint Christmases. There's no joint nothing. Because if I was Chris' mama or aunt or grandma, when I saw your mama, it was going to be some furniture moving. Her ass was going to get beat. Or at a minimum, cussed the fuck out to the ground. And all up in her face and scared to the point where she not going to say nothing else about my damn child. Because she would not like it if those people were parading around TV talking about you the way she downplays Chris. And here's what's sad. It really shows the level of respect that your mama don't have for you. Because anytime it's more important for somebody to get their thought out than to protect your feelings, that's problematic. Your mother's first priority is not your feelings. It's saying what she's got to say, which is actually useless information, and it's not adding anything positive to the equation. It's only fucking up your marriage and your family, thanks to your miserable ass mammy. The second part I want to touch on, and the last part, you know, it goes without saying, you know, Candiace and I used to have a relationship, or kind of do. We, you know, communicated. We're never friends. You know, occasional text here, like talk on social media there, a little piece of phone call here, a little piece of phone call there. You know, her husband and I, Chris, actually talked more often than Candiace did. Same thing, a couple texts here, phone call there. We met for dinner one time when he came in town. I like them both. I'm pretty sure Candiace stopped liking me after last season with the whole Monique thing. And, I stand by everything that I said. And it's just so funny because now this season, Andy and the girls, y'all energy have changed. When Andy asked Candiace, how is this working for you? She was taken aback. And I think the thing that bothered me the most, and again, why I said Candiace ruined this show for me, is just, I just have very little tolerance for adults that just don't get it. And it's so black and white, so plain and simple, and so out there in front of everybody's face. It's actually making me feel crazy because I'm like, does she not get it, or is she choosing not to get it? And then here's the sick, twisted part. She leans in and rests on the fact that she got a mouth and she can do this. But you missing the second part of the outfit. You got the blouse, but you don't got the pants. The second part of the outfit is you got to be able to fight. It ain't right, but I don't make the rules, sweetie. That is the world we live in. When you get rah, 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 and rah, 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 and bout it, you got to be able to fight. Like, you can't cuss out folks and say things and excite people to the brink of fighting. Then when they get ready to fight you, dial back and be like, they should be able to handle my mouth and I'm just using words. And listen, verbal abuse is abuse. Physical abuse is abuse. Both are abuse. And the funny thing about it, Candiace, the part that you're not understanding is, oftentimes verbal abuse can be much worse than physical abuse. You bust my lip, that heal. You say things that you can't take back. Those wounds stay with people forever. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. And everybody is telling you that you do too much, and you just insist on defending it. And I like what Gizelle said. You threw that salad at that girl. If you would have got popped, and then it became, I threw 2 pieces of lettuce. It does not matter. You instigated the physicality of it all. But if she would have turned around and hit your ass with that whole salad ball and bust your forehead in, then it would have been the folding of the tissue and the crying and the so on and so forth. And then too, now I'm with you when you say somebody started something and you finish it. There's still just levels to it. The way we got these arbitrary rules that we don't go in on people's children, even though if you really want to hurt somebody, that's what you do. Like, you have the ability to alter, and like one of them, I think it was Gizelle that Karen said, edit what comes out your mouth. And unfortunately, the harsh reality of the situation is, because at this point you don't get it and you have not gotten it yet, it's going to take somebody to get physical with you to make you understand that you can't go around talking to people like this, mama. Especially if you can't fight and you will call the police and press charges type of hoe. And then you're going to have to put sticky notes up all over the thing. And you cry so easily. Showing a little bit of compassion to Candiace, I want to look through all that mouth and maybe assume that at best it's a defense mechanism protecting a I don't want to say poor, weak, little feeble girl, but I think that's what Candiace is up under all of that, and it's Doc's fault. And I think it's the only way she knows how to be hard and protect herself is, because I get it. The difference is I learned how to fight. That's Potomac, y'all. That's all I got. I ain't got no more. 4 parts. This first part really didn't give anything. By the time I got into it, the shit was going off. But I could make a commitment to watching the other parts and calling y'all back. And what Wanda them talking about on Love and Marriage Huntsville? I got to catch up on them hoes too. I'll call y'all later. Bye.